Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Provision Studios. First off, Happy New Year, and I hope you guys are crushing it today. Today in this video, I'm gonna be comparing the external Blackmagic RAW that comes externally out of the S1H or any Lumix camera, and I'm gonna be comparing it to the internal Blackmagic RAW that is on my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and wow, that is a mouthful. The test is gonna be broken down to 3 sections: dynamic range, ease of use, and overall price, whether it's actually worth it to actually invest into the video sys so that you can shoot Blackmagic RAW. So let's get into the video. All right, so I put together a little comparison test between the two cameras, just side by side labeling A and B. Hopefully you were able to point out which camera was which. So here are the results. Camera A was the Lumix S1H and camera B was the Blackmagic Pocket 4K. Honestly, both cameras have great quality, but for some reason, I kind of lean more towards the Lumix S1H. Just for some reason, to me, it kind of looks sharper. And I can understand why, because I'm shooting on a 6K sensor, but there's something completely different from the Pocket that is different in the S1H, even though it's both shooting Blackmagic RAW. And I believe it's that filmic look, right? Yes, the S1H has that also cinematic filmic look, but there's something about the Pocket 4K and just all Blackmagic cameras that has like this film emulation and the texture of it, and it really like gives me, I don't know, it gives me Ari Alexa vibes, but the Lumix camera isn't sharp, far from that, neither. I did notice that it was a magenta shift on my Pocket 4K, and I realized that was like infrared pollution. Both cameras had an ND filter on it, and I did have it stopped down to the max. So I know that introduced a lot of infrared pollution into the cameras. Luckily, the Lumix S1H, I already have the infrared block sensor thing built into it, and I don't have the infrared filter for my Blackmagic anymore, so I have to get another one. And I noticed that it was really hard to get a natural image when I was trying to correct the footage in DaVinci Resolve on the Pocket. So let's talk about dynamic range at first. So dynamic range for both cameras are great. I believe both cameras with Blackmagic RAW handle highlights very well. I always expose to get my highlights right, and I can always kind of like denoise and stuff like that in post. I've noticed the Blackmagic RAW that's coming out of the S1H is way noisier than the Blackmagic RAW that's coming out of the Pocket 4K. I don't know if it's because there's some type of denoiser built into the Pocket, or that the Pocket handles shadows a little bit differently, but with the Lumix, it seems like the noise is very present. And here you can kind of see that there's a massive noise pattern in the Lumix shadows than it is in the 4K. And the 4K, yeah, there's noise, but the noise looks a little more natural. It looks like that natural film noise versus the fixed patterns that is in the Lumix camera. Which is both okay. You throw on a denoiser and it kind of like magically disappears, but just for you to just know, So I'm very pleased with the image that came out of both cameras. And yeah, and I think the dynamic range, especially if I expose correctly and I keep in mind that, that there may be noise in the shadows depending on both situations, so I don't introduce a lot of noise to the shadows. So next up is the ease of use. So the Video Sys is actually a great compact monitor. It's small. The menu functions on the Video Sys is great. It's just like a Blackmagic camera. So it's like really easy. You just have to set up the functions inside your Lumix camera so that you can output RAW. The Lumix S1H's menus are really easy to navigate, but you gotta make sure there's certain functions that's in the Lumix camera that you need to set before you can record RAW. There's multiple videos out there on how to record RAW out of your Lumix camera, so this is just a quick breakdown. You need to enable RAW output on your Lumix S1h. There's another feature I actually enabled, which is HDMI trigger, and it's basically allow me to trigger the record function on my video assist once I press record on the camera. So I don't have to press record on the camera and record on the video assist. I can just press record on the camera and it automatically triggers the video assist to start recording. I enable that as well too. So the two things you need to enable is the RAW output, and you need to enable the record trigger output. And once you do that, you should be fine. It should be set up. So now with the video assist, there's two ways you can record media. You can record media via SD card, and also you can record media via SSD. I decided to go the SSD route, but right now, to be honest, SSDs are the best bang for the buck. I was able to fairly rig everything up safely and securely, and it worked great for me. I use the Samsung T7. Please be cautious on the SD cards you use. You will get this little red symbol in the corner. I would suggest you either get a V90 card. I use these V90 cards from Angel Bird, but there are these V90 cards from ProGrade, and they're awesome. They're really, really good. Look into the ProGrade V90 cards and also the Angel Bird's V90 cards. But in my opinion, if you want to just not worry about that stuff and not spend a lot of money, I would just say invest into a Samsung T7 and kind of rig it up the way I rigged it up. So now, is it worth it? And will the S1h actually be replacing my Pocket 4K? Honestly, I don't think so. I love my S1h. I believe my S1h is really good for like content creation and also very great narrative filmmaking work. I have taken this camera out of the country. I've taken it to Lebanon. I've taken it to Haiti. And I believe it is a great, great, great camera. But there's something on the Blackmagic cameras that give you the look and give you the feeling of actually making films. So here's my conclusion. If you have a Blackmagic video camera and you are looking to have a B camera, but also need a camera for like YouTube and content creation, and you decide to pick up a Lumix X5 or a Lumix S1h, I highly advise you get the video assist, because if you want to do two camera setups and you want to just kind of like match the cameras together, this would be a perfect addition, and it'll help you combine the two cameras together. You wouldn't have to go out and go buy another Blackmagic camera. You can actually have a camera that's specifically for content creation, like I'm doing, and have a Blackmagic for like commercial work and narrative work and a lot of your cinematography needs. So now, if you just have a Lumix camera and you don't have a Blackmagic camera, I would restrain from kind of buying this right now, is because it is a great monitor, but it's gonna cost you a lot, and I don't believe it's cost effective unless you have another Blackmagic camera to kind of pair with it. That's the end of this video. I hope the information from this video was valuable to you, and that it kind of gave you a clearer image on whether the external Blackmagic RAW can compete with the internal Blackmagic RAW. So if you like this type of videos and you want to see more comparison between cameras and stuff like that, drop a comment down below and let me know what camera should I compare next. Also, don't forget to subscribe and also click the bell notification so when I post a new video and you never miss a video that I upload, just so that we can continue to build this community together and grow as filmmakers. There are also some things as filmmakers that we do that we're unaware of that is actually destroying our creativity. Click this video right here if you want to know the 3 things that is destroying your creativity as a filmmaker. So like I say in every video, don't forget to protect your vision and know that God is love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.